Well, we have seen the global reaction there, especially the statements coming from Pakistan. Now, Pakistan's president, Arif Alvi, said that the Indian government's decision to repeal Article 370 was a violation of the resolution of the United Nations Security Council. You're going to hear a lot about this, the UNSC resolution. This allegation has been used by many critics. Critics who try to cast a shadow on the scrapping of the special status, the so-called special status, to Jammu and Kashmir. So let us debunk that as well. Is this allegation rooted in reality? And for that, we need to look at the resolution first. What is this resolution of the United Nations Security Council? It's called Resolution 47. It was adopted on 21st April 1948 by the United Nations Security Council. These are the Security Council's recommendations for restoring peace in Jammu and Kashmir and for conducting a plebiscite. It has three parts. Part number one, Pakistan must use its best endeavors, A, to secure the withdrawal of tribesmen and Pakistani nationals who have entered Jammu and Kashmir to fight against India. Has that happened? No. B, to maintain peace and order. Has that happened? No. Part number two, once Pakistan withdraws from Kashmir, India should plan to withdraw troops from the state and keep it to a minimum level to maintain law and order. And the third part of this resolution, India should form a coalition cabinet and manage the affairs and prepare for a plebiscite. Now, as Union Home Minister Amit Shah said in Parliament, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Aksai Chin are also part of India. Pakistan has not withdrawn from the POK until today. So there is no sense in the assertion that it is India that has violated the UN Security Council. Pakistan has not done its bit. The first part, the beginning. Besides, Pakistan has not completed the task mandated upon it by the United Nations. Hence, there is no question whatsoever of India violating the resolution. And a plebiscite, by the way, is just another term for a popular vote. India, we can tell you, has conducted elections in Jammu and Kashmir on multiple occasions. Let not this issue be lost in semantics, a game of words, plebiscite, vote, election. This has become a game of lives. Meanwhile, there's a question mark on the United Nations resolution as well. The likes of BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy have raised an interesting point. They say that India should withdraw the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru's petition, the very petition that sought the intervention of the United Nations on the issue of Kashmir. Now, why should India withdraw Nehru's petition? The reasoning is this. Since Nehru filed the petition without the cabinet's approval, the very petition is illegal. Swamy has asked the government to withdraw the petition. It's not clear whether the government of India is going to do that, but the argument brings to light the many problematic features with the attempt to seek a UN intervention. By the way, while we're talking about the history of this resolution, we should bear in mind a few more facts. The commission established by the United Nations to mediate the conflict failed to achieve the objective way back in 1949. They accepted it. The UN openly declared its failure to achieve truce in December 1949. And this was because Pakistan did not fulfill the demands of the resolution. Just like now, Islamabad broke all attempts then as well. By the way, Pakistan's efforts to rake up this UNSC resolution is a nefarious effort. India, since 1949, has made it clear that any engagement with Pakistan on Kashmir will only be bilateral and will be guided by the Simla Agreement and the Lahore Declaration. India has already covered up the diplomatic loopholes or potential loopholes. New Delhi has already briefed key diplomats from countries in the United Nations Security Council, and this was done exactly to counter Pakistan's false allegations and to prevent adverse reaction to the scrapping of this special status. According to reports, senior officials in the Ministry of External Affairs briefed envoys from several countries, including the P5 bloc, the permanent five at the UNSC. India says the decision was an internal matter. The idea was to provide good governance, to promote social justice, and to ensure economic development in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, that's called covering your bases. But Islamabad wants to make an international issue out of an Indian government move concerning one of its sovereign states. This false propaganda has to be busted. Pakistan is sure to raise this issue at various international forums. India must be ready and proactive in its response. The other thing that needs to be understood is the fact that since India has complete sovereignty over Jammu and Kashmir, the decision to scrap this contentious Article 370 is perfectly legal. It is within the framework of the Indian Constitution. This is because India has a stated position on the entire Kashmir as part of its territory. This includes Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, by the way, Gilgit and Baltistan as well. Besides, there's a timeline that one must notice. India's claims over Kashmir date back to 1947. The scrapped Article 370 came into existence only in 1954, 7 years later. Net-net, there is no merit to the claim that India violated the United Nations Security Resolution. If anyone has violated this resolution, it is Pakistan, and the validity of India's petition itself is being debated now. So what's the moral of the story? The talk of India violating the resolution is plain humbug.